Jamie Reid, the artist behind the Sex Pistols' famous record covers and logo, has died at the age of 76. His distinctive style was emblematic of the punk movement, and his designs became heavily associated with the Sex Pistols' sound and attitude. Here's David Sitter.
1977, the Silver Jubilee, and the British record-buying public marked it by sending a widely banned song with what was considered an outrageous cover to the top of the charts. If any one image captures the spirit of that punk moment, it's this, by Jamie Reid.
It was to provoke, to stir, to encourage particularly working class kids to create bands, to do things for themselves. You get a situation where your artwork's banned, the band can't play. But I mean, in the case of God Save the Queen, what happens to that image is that it gets printed, tens of millions of copies get printed on the front page of the newspapers.
The lettering looked like cutouts for a ransom note. The images reflected his radical politics that went back to the 60s in art school, where he met a young Malcolm McLaren, who would go on to manage the Sex Pistols. And while punk was only a brief part of his life, its spirit lived on in much of his work and campaigns. But times change. What was in 1977 seen as a symbol of a threat to the nation's values was, 40 years later, on display at the National Portrait Gallery.
The artist Jamie Reid, who's died at the age of 76.